Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome. I missed you guys. I haven't done a stream to talk about the transfer solo for a while. But how is everyone doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Couple of good news to talk about this morning. Couple of good transfers to talk about. There is listen, I woke up about 5 hours ago, which is about 5 in the morning for me, to check the news, and it was this news about Douglas Luiz and Aston Villa needing to sell, and Arsenal going on the line now trying to sign Douglas Luiz. And I'm like, Arsenal are cooking, right? And then in a bit, when I woke up and I'm having the coffee, of course, you can tell that I just woke up, I'm checking the news and it's Onana. And big up everybody that joins from Lee Gunner, because it literally, his stream said Arsenal are linked to everyone but signed no one. Lee, the window has not opened yet, so they can't sign anyone. But it's kind of strange. There is Cisco, there is 𝐒𝐤𝐿, there is the 𝐿𝐸, there is the Onana, there is 𝐔𝐬𝐿𝐶. I think this, I'm not sure if you can take this as a good sign for Arsenal or a bad sign. But another news is the swap deal between Raphinha and Diaz. So Hansi Flick, 𝐔𝐬𝐿𝐿, if you guys don't know who 𝐔𝐬𝐿 is, who played for Barcelona, won the Champions League with Barcelona 2006. I think he's the sporting director. He is offering, reportedly, Raphinha in exchange for Luis Diaz. Okay, Liverpool want to get rid of Luis Diaz. And Barcelona, for some reason, I don't know what's the reason, they want to get rid of Raphinha. I don't know why, because I think Raphinha was good to them. But I think that's not a bad deal for Liverpool, not Barcelona. And maybe Luis Diaz will go and cook about Barcelona. You never know. The other news is Man United made João Neves their top target for the midfield. But the news that I read yesterday and this morning is that Bernardo Silva is trying to convince João Neves to join Manchester City. Does that mean he is staying? Because the report was saying that Bernardo Silva is leaving Manchester City. Does that mean no one can afford Bernardo Silva for 50 million? Maybe, probably. We don't know. But everyone that is here, thank you so much for joining. Listen, we got over 300 people here. Big up to the army. Big up to Lee Gunner. Big up to the redirect, of course, helping. Work rate is insane by Lee. Of course, supporting all the channels around him, supporting everybody. Big up, people. Hit that like button. Listen, I am that close to actually get to 21,700. So if you are here for the first time, please make sure to subscribe. And I also want you guys to turn on the notification bell. If you don't know where the notification bell, turn it on. Big up everybody that joined us. Make sure first when you walk in the stream, hit that like button. Let's get to, I want this solo stream to reach 300 likes now. So hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel. Get involved in the conversation. If you want to support the channel, hit a super chat. If you have an opinion, of course, if you want us to discuss a transfer or something, or you think about something on the transfers, send us something so we can discuss it. If I catch something like this, like Paulinho to Bayern Mo, 38 million pounds, that is a good deal. But Aaron, I'm gonna tell you one thing. If Paulinho was joining one of the Premier League teams, that fees would not have been the same. It would have been much higher. There is the Armando Broja news. Imagine Armando Broja is linked to Everton for 30 million. Does that mean Calvert-Lewin is leaving? I think it's Beto that is leaving. But and I want everyone in the chat now, when you like the video and get me to 300 likes, where do you want to start? I got about 3 or 4 topics I can talk about, right? Also, there is news, big news for me, massive news, that Manchester United have joined the Tottenham in the race for Eze. 60 million pounds. Start with Raphinha. Come on, people. Come on. Yes. Come on. Oh, big up. Pirchi. Thank you, Pirchi. Oh, good to have you back, Pirchi. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for watching and joining. Appreciate you, Pirchi. Good to see you back, my friend. Get sure to subscribe, people. We're reaching 400 people live. So let's get to 300 likes. If we get to 300 likes, I promise you we'll have a lot of people. I actually think we should definitely start with Raphinha and Luis Diaz. Raphinha and Luis Diaz. 150%. That's my opinion. Both of them are left wingers. One is right footed, one is left footed, which is Raphinha. Raphinha can play on the right side, but because Lamine Yamal came to the picture, he moved to the left a little bit. Imagine being shifted from your position by a 16 years old. But Lamine Yamal is kind of a generational player. To be honest, like the way I'm watching the kid, he is ridiculous, to be honest. He's absolutely crazy and nuts, to be honest with you. But if we look at the news here, and we look at the news, is that Barcelona sporting director 𝐔𝐬𝐿 might try to tempt Liverpool into letting Luis Diaz leave this summer by offering up Raphinha as part of any transfers. Do we think Luis Diaz is more expensive than Raphinha? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think both are the same. I actually think Raphinha, on paper, and I'm comparing Raphinha to Luis Diaz at the current moment. I'm going to compare Raphinha to Luis Diaz to see what is how did they both like. I'm comparing the number of goals per minute, and all this stuff to see actually how it worked. But I actually think Raphinha had a better season than Luis Diaz, even though Raphinha had more assists. Raphinha plays way less games than actually Luis Diaz. He had 6 goals, and I don't know if you can see. I doubt that you can see. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Here you go, people. Here you go. So you can tell that Raphinha has played 28 games, and I don't want to bore you with the stats and everything. Basically, the GA is about 15 to 13, but he played a lot of minutes left. So if you can toggle per minutes, is definitely much higher. I actually think Raphinha is the better player. I thought Luis Diaz would have. I think Luis Diaz would have kicked his career at Liverpool massively and amazing. To be honest with you, when I look at Luis Diaz and how he started at Liverpool, I thought this guy would absolutely take it to the next level at Liverpool. Take it to the next level at Liverpool. However, you look at how the injuries and how his career faded, and I'm like, it completely collapsed. I think what HUSAM says is completely true. It is basically, and I wanna actually get like the timestamps correct. Let's do the timestamp so people can enjoy the stream. Luis Diaz versus Raphinha. I actually think his career took a dip since he got injured. Dribble, but no output, not a lot of goals, not a lot of assists. And we know that Liverpool rely on their wingers and they need goals and assists from their wingers. He didn't have a fantastic season. Even dribbling wise, if you look at the shots on target, they're similar, both players. Raphinha less. The goal and chances creation, defensive actions, position wise, I actually think that Raphinha is better. I think Raphinha and Diaz, good dribblers. I like Raphinha more than Luis Diaz. I would, if you ask me, who would you take tomorrow? After the career, after what happened, and after what everything happened, I would take definitely Raphinha. But if Liverpool, and I'm telling you this, if Liverpool can actually send Luis Diaz one way and get Raphinha and make money, that is genius by Michael Edwards. And Cooler here is saying Laporta out. He's a Barcelona fan. 𝐔𝐬𝐿 out. 𝐔𝐬𝐿 is shit. If the news is true, and Barcelona are gonna pay Liverpool and send Raphinha and to take Luis Diaz, I think that's a steal. I absolutely think that's a steal. 100%. Luis Diaz can go to Barcelona and be great and everything, but I think what happened with Raphinha at Liverpool, I think he's worth less than Raphinha. I know they value Raphinha at 50 or 60 million euros, and they value Luis Diaz at like 60 million pounds. So that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy because I think Raphinha is the better player. I want to actually compare the ages of both. The ages. How old is Raphinha? I think Raphinha is even younger, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think Raphinha is younger. Raphinha is 27. Luis Diaz is 20. Luis Diaz is 27. Both the same age. I think Raphinha should be worth more, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I want one name only in the chat. 500 people here. I want one name only in the chat. Who's worth more? Type one name, Raphinha or Luis Diaz. Who's better for you? Luis Diaz or Raphinha? Tell me. Tell me who's better. Diaz, Raphinha. Everybody think Raphinha. Like nobody. Luis Diaz, Raphinha. I see more Raphinhas than Luis Diaz. Diaz. People think Luis Diaz is better than Raphinha. Nah, you're taking the piss, people. I actually think Raphinha is better. I think if Raphinha goes to Liverpool, I think he would cook. He would be great for Liverpool. I think he actually also can be a player that can play on the right side if Salah wants a rest or something. I think Raphinha is someone that can play right, can play left, and produces the same. Every time I watch Raphinha, I think this season he's not like Mane or Salah or Phil Foden something, but I think he has something to offer. So I think Raphinha can be very beneficial to Liverpool. And I think that is something that Liverpool need to look at. Yes, offer them Luis Diaz. Take Raphinha, bro. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I genuinely think that. Listen, Liverpool need to sell someone from the front line to get someone better. But I have to say something to you. I did watch him play for Leeds. I have to say something for you. Is it a massive improvement over Luis Diaz? Should they? And this is something that I need to, like, I'm trying now to think. I'm thinking while I'm live with you people. I'm genuinely thinking while I'm live with you. Is that a massive improvement? If Liverpool are looking for a massive improvement, is that a massive improvement? Do you think so? I actually don't think so. I don't think so. By the way, there is breaking news, by the way. There is breaking news, guys, from the Times Sport that Jim Ratcliffe has held face-to-face talks with Thomas Tuchel about potentially becoming the new head coach of Manchester United. That is breaking news. It looks like it's going to be Thomas Tuchel, people. It looks like it's going to be Thomas Tuchel for... Bro, it looks like it's going to be Thomas Tuchel for Manchester United. I'm gonna have another stream about this. We're gonna talk about it later about Thomas Tuchel and stuff like this. We'll see if we can get a Man United fan, but I think it's gonna be a Thomas Tuchel, which is gonna be crazy for me. But at least it's not Southgate, it's not Graham Potter, it's Thomas Tuchel. Listen, but if we think about this, Thomas Tuchel, it's Thomas Tuchel, Erik ten Hag, Robert De Zerbi. Thomas Tuchel, Robert De Zerbi, you can pick one of them, but I think it's better than Erik ten Hag. Thomas Tuchel, he's better than Southgate, he's better than Potter. That's what I think, to be honest. But I don't think this will take them forward. This is what is going to happen, in my opinion. Man United might win another cup, all right? Might win another cup, in my opinion. And then this peppering over the crack, as they say. Thomas Tuchel, it might be this. Sorry that I kind of like deflected and I went to the Thomas Tuchel because it just popped 4 minutes ago. As you can see from the Time Sport, that Thomas Tuchel might be the manager for Manchester United. That it looks like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is looking at him, and also this aligns with the other news. Also from Mail Sport, the Manchester United are set to make a final decision before the Euros this week on Erik ten Hag. So this and that, there's no smoke without fire. So I actually think that it might be a Thomas Tuchel. It might be a Thomas Tuchel. The problem with the Thomas Tuchel, and we're going to continue. Excuse me, people. We're going to continue with the transfers, but just, the problem with Thomas Tuchel, if he comes in, wins them the Europa League, but then the team goes back after this, right? I think he leaves the team not in a good place. Hear me out again. If Thomas Tuchel comes in, wins them the cup, wins them the Europa League, that's a fantastic achievement. I would take that. But that is the same, in my opinion, as when Mourinho came in and won the Europa League. For me, I'm looking at Thomas Tuchel, I'm like, this looks like a Mourinho appointment again. When Mourinho joined Man United, Thomas Tuchel looks like another. Do you guys think that or not? But first, thank you, Cooler, for the super chat. Deco has deals for his benefit money, not the club. Whoa, that's a big accusation, Cooler. Big accusation. Massive accusation. But listen, if they hire Tuchel, they might win the Europa League. But I think it's kinda it is like, I think it might take them backwards. Am I wrong? Like, is that what Man United need? The problem with the Thomas Tuchel, and hear me out, this for me is kind of a Chelsea of Abramovich's era's assignment, which is you get the manager, they win. If it goes backwards, you move on to the next one, right? You move on to the next one. And before we go on, there's about 560 people here, and we aren't even on 300 likes. Guys, please, the like button, don't let me ask for likes again. Please, the like button is underneath your live chat. The like button is underneath your live chat. Hit that like button, people. Let's get to 300 likes. The like button is how this video goes to the next person and the next person and the next person. So like the video, guys, because it helps the channel massively. And also, we are on the verge of reaching 21,700, and we are there on the road. I really want to hit 22K soon, right? I'm less than 300 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Smash up the likes, as Aaron says, please. Everyone do that. We're gonna speak about Arsenal, but this Thomas Tuchel, and hear me out, because I'm thinking about it loud with you people. This Thomas Tuchel, for me, looks like a Mourinho appointment when they hired before. A Mourinho appointment when Man United hired him. He might win them the Europa League. Thomas Tuchel might get them fourth or something. But I think in terms of the club, when it goes bad with Thomas Tuchel, right, the new manager comes in and they stand on nothing. There is no foundation. You know what I mean? That's what I think is happening. I think if they get a De Zerbi, they might not win them the Europa League. But if De Zerbi, a new manager, is standing on something. I'm going to give you an example. To be honest. Jurgen Klopp, even he didn't win the league this season and he wanted to go, the new manager that is coming in, there is a foundation to stand up. Pep Guardiola, if Arteta, I'm going to give you an example. Mikel Arteta. He hasn't won, yes, right? But at the same time, if Arteta leaves tomorrow and Arsenal get a new manager, there is a foundation to stand on. When Thomas Tuchel left, for one reason or the other, and if I remember correctly, he fell off with the board, but also the team went backward. If you know what I mean, the team went backward. So that is the thing that is telling me that they had nothing to stand on. They had to sell all the players and get a new team. Does that make sense? That is the problem with this appointment. Thomas Tuchel is able to convince people that he can build. Thomas Tuchel is not a bad manager. He reaches cups. Thomas Tuchel, someone who reaches the cup finals. Thomas Tuchel might win you a cup. Even Thomas Tuchel with Chelsea reached 2 cup finals, won the Champions League, and with Bayern Munich, he was that close of beating Real Madrid, a semi-final with one of the worst Bayern Munich teams you have seen. And hear me out. I'm going to repeat this again. He got to a semi-final of the Champions League with one of the worst teams, right, of the last 10 years. He reached a semi-final of the Champions League. Yes, he had a bad season at the Bundesliga. He's a cup manager, a good cup manager. But as a system, and as someone who embed, and if you want someone to win you the trophies, as Lee says, as other people say, that's fine. That's completely fine. But he made the team worse, which is why, if you look at Bayern Munich at the current moment, they want to sell a lot of players. Even though they won the league last season, like imagine if even he wins. He won. Okay, let me just tell you, it's great that he won the trophies. That is the Chelsea way, which is, I like this way, by the way. I like the way of like, I don't care. I get a manager, he wins me a couple of trophies, he wins me the league or something, and then he leaves. When he goes backwards, I hire another manager. I'm from that school. I like that school because on paper, over the past 20 years, Chelsea have been very successful. Well, and it's very rare to find someone like Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp. This is very rare. Someone that can build a team, build a foundation, but in the same time, win you trophies. Does that make sense? Like, these are rare people. Rare. To find someone like Pep. This once in a generation or something. Like, even we speak about Arteta, we say he built, but he hasn't won because Pep is there, because Pep is not there. That's a different story. Someone like, I don't know, like a De Zerbi or something. But there is people like Tuchel, who you can come in, get you a cup run, win you the trophy or something, win you the cup, even like an Antonio Conte. Won the league with Inter, won the league with Chelsea. He can make something good with Napoli, right? But he wanted build you a foundation to stand on when he leaves. That is the problem. You know what I mean? That is the problem. And that is the thing that I want to like. This is the thing that I thought Man United want to avoid. This is the thing, right? Let me just fix something. Let me fix something. I'm fixing something, people. Just give me a second. Here we go. Done. Over. Done. Big up everybody that is here. About 600 of you here. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please do. It's important for us that you guys do, because this Thomas Tuchel news, Erik ten Hag has now returned from holiday. Okay. Hey, Erik ten Hag has now returned from holiday. So did he return early or did he return late? I actually think it's imminent. It is going to happen soon. I actually think he's going to get sacked soon, and it's going to be Thomas Tuchel. It's going to be Thomas Tuchel. 100%. Oh my god. Oh my god. If Thomas Tuchel goes to, I am here for it. I'm genuinely here for I'm here for this appointment. I'm here for this appointment. Does Eric Ten Hag win back because they're gonna hire Thomas Tuchel and that is gonna be it? There is no talk lately about Pochettino. There is only talk about this meeting between Thomas Tuchel and Jim Ratcliffe, and I think it's gonna be now. I might think it's gonna be Jim Ratcliffe. Sorry, it's gonna be it's literally gonna be. I think it's gonna be Thomas Tuchel. Is a good one or not? Poch is at the soccer aid. Yeah, the soccer aid thing. I don't watch these things, to be honest. I know it's today somehow. But anyway, long story short, I want to move on from this to the next one, which is this. What is happening? Yes, this one. I want to move on to this news before I go to the Arsenal news at the end, right? Bernardo Silva is trying to convince his Portugal teammate João Neves to join him at Man City instead of moving to Man United. When I read this, do you know what I took out of this? What I took out of this is not that João Neves is joining Man City because Benfica said we want 120 million euros. Is that if that is true, that means Bernardo Silva is staying towards the end of his contract. Another player that will run down his contract. When does his contract end? Is it 2025? It's 2025. Does that mean Bernardo Silva is staying at Man City? The thing about it, that 50 million, the only destination, his contract ends in 2026. So he has 2 years left. The only club that he wants to go to is Barcelona. And the problem with Barcelona is that they don't have the money. This is why they can't afford Luis Diaz. So they want to offer Raphinha for him. So Bernardo's going to stay at City. Right? Bernardo's going to stay on City. That is a player that they don't need to replace. It's great. It's fantastic. Can play right wing. Can teach Savio. Can play in the midfield. I actually think Bernardo Silva, like, it was going to be hard for Manchester City to replace Bernardo Silva. Quality. Knows the Pep system. Can play right wing and come inside and do all these things. You know what I mean? Like inside the pitch and all this stuff. But also can play in the midfield when he's needed. Can play in the left wing. I actually think him staying at City is fantastic news for Manchester City, actually. I think when I read that thing, and also Bernardo Silva is kind of like a player who is fit. Doesn't get injured a lot, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm checking now his injury history. He doesn't get injured a lot, right? He doesn't miss games. So he's always fit. He played 35 games. In this season, he had an ankle problem for 2 games only. So I think it's a fantastic signing for it's a fantastic news for Manchester City that he is staying. To be honest with you, I think it's fantastic news for Man City. But that is what I'm taking from this. You know what I mean? Like this news that Bernardo is trying to convince this guy, João Neves, to join. I think it's good. I think it's very good news. Very, very good news for Manchester City, to be honest. Is this kid, João Neves, good move for Manchester City? Probably. But also there are other news that Manchester United have made João Neves their number 1 target. They offered 50 million and now they upped the offer to about 65. I don't think Benfica is one of these clubs that you cannot convince them to sell their players cheaper. And that is something that is very hard to negotiate with. They don't want to sell the players cheaper. They value the player. And that's the thing about it. We're 600 people. And I'm going to repeat this again. We need to get to 300 likes. It's very important for me if you guys hit that like button underneath your live chat. It's important. So hit that like button underneath your live chat. Come on, people. Let's get to 300 likes. The like button, if you don't know, looks like thumbs up underneath your live chat. Listen, I just woke up and I'm doing the stream for you, right? And we have another stream after this later. And I don't know if HUSAM goes live after this. I think he does go live after this. Is he live after this? This is football terrace. Maybe, I don't know if HUSAM is going live after this. I need to text him, to be honest, to see. Right? I need to. Anyway, okay. Like, if you want more gender, I'm not doing agendas today. But listen, I actually think it's a Bernardo João Neves. I don't think it's the right move for an 18 years old to move to Man United today. We hope so. We hope that we're gonna have MHF today. Hope so that myself and Osama are gonna have MHF today. Jordan Brown is here for us, and it's gonna be Thomas Tuchel for your club, my friend. Thomas Tuchel is gonna be for your club, my friend. But listen, hit that like button, people. Come on, get us to 300 likes so we can get more people here. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Come on, people. Come on. Let's get to 21,800. That's the road now. 21,800. We really want to get 10. I'm sure there's like 50 of you that haven't subscribed. So hit the subscription button. This thing about João Neves, I don't think it's the right move for the kid to move to Man United at the current moment. I actually think it is gonna be him staying at Benfica for another year, and then next season he's gonna move to another club. But it might be Man United, but I don't think he's leaving. This is Bernardo Silva. Now there is another piece of news that it is this. There is another piece of news that says Manchester United have joined Spurs in the race for Eze, who comes with a 60 million price tag. That's the sources right there. So in my opinion, to Spurs, and here's the question for you guys: should Eze move to Spurs or should Eze move to Manchester United? Which one do you guys think? Which one do you guys think? Do you guys think, I want a one name only, Spurs or Man United? If you're gonna advise Eze to move to a club, which one would you advise Eze to go to, Spurs or Man United? Which one? I'm trying. Spurs. A lot of people saying Spurs. Some people say Man United. Maybe. I actually don't know. I actually would advise him to look for something else. But listen, Maho, we need to think about it from another perspective, people. We need to think about it from another perspective. The perspective is, if Man United go and get Eze, they are serious. If Spurs go and get Eze, they look like they are moving serious. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, I actually think if Spurs get Eze and they move for Ivan Toney, they are moving serious. The problem with Eze is that he's 25. His next move might define his career. Right? And that's a thing that I'm like, do you move to Man United? Depending who the manager is, though. I think I actually think him at Arsenal will cook, at City will cook, at Liverpool, maybe not. They have a lot of midfielders, but I think if this guy moves to Man City, he will cook. He will absolutely be magnificent for Manchester City. I think also for Arsenal. A lot of people don't like him. Arsenal, oh no, we need a volume passer. IB Ultra said that. Big up IB Ultra for commenting. But I think you have Odegaard and you have Declan Rice that can be volume passers. So he would cook for 60 million. Oh my God. Imagine Odegaard, Rice at the 6, and Eze. Oof. Oof. I think it will help the left side massively. Massively, massively, massively. So I genuinely think to Spurs. But I'm gonna say this. If Spurs get Eze, they are damn serious. We all banter them and say, why don't you get serious? Why don't you get serious? And then when hear me out, this is it. A lot of people banter Spurs about you aren't serious, you aren't serious, you aren't serious. And then they go and get Eze, right? And they go and be linked to Eze and say, Eze, don't move to Spurs, they aren't serious. Say that again. Spurs, you aren't serious. You aren't a serious club. All right, we're linked to Eze. Eze, don't go to Spurs. They aren't serious, mom. They are moving to Eze to be serious. But then a lot of people make fun of them and tell them don't go to Spurs because they aren't serious. It's crazy, actually. So when they want to be serious, you tell them, oh my God, you tell the players, I wouldn't advise Izzy to go there because they aren't serious. But they are trying to be serious by signing the guy, by being linked to the guy. They are trying to be serious. You see the irony in what I'm saying? It's crazy, actually. Big up, Michael. Big up, Michael. Big up, Michael. Wallahi, Michael talks football. Absolutely brilliant content creator. Michael, and brilliant guy. Of course, he's going to cover the Copa America, the Euro. It's going to be fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Modi. The thing about Manchester United, though, which is what I'm saying, if Thomas Tuchel goes to Man United, it depends who they sign, though. Will Thomas, and also I wanted to say something. Will Thomas Tuchel actually work with the Amad Diallos, the Garnachos, the Rasmus Højlund? Will he work with it? At Chelsea, he kind of had, if I remember correctly, he had Havertz, which was young. He had Mason Mount, which was young. He had some youngsters. So, yes, he can work with them. The history says that maybe he can work with them. But I actually genuinely think that this appointment for Man United could take them 2 steps back of Thomas. Yeah, so that is very true. But at Chelsea, he played the youngsters. You remember? Because he came on the team that was already full of youngsters. There was no chance for him to buy players. So yeah, Michael, I actually I would fear for the Diallos and the Højlunds and the Garnachos and stuff for that. Okay, another tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Kylian Mbappe is willing to cut his holiday. Okay. Thomas Tuchel not planning to take Man United job. He wants to take a break in any club this summer. Tuchel currently decided not to continue in talks with Man United after the meeting in recent week. United deciding Ten Hag future. Hey! Tuchel not going to United. Hello. We changed our mind 50 times. Okay, I'm gonna have. Oh my God, Tuchel not going to United. It is gonna be De Zerbi. Oh my God. Oh, so in earlier I said that Tuchel is. It looks like it's gonna be Thomas Tuchel. Now the news is saying that it's not gonna be Thomas Tuchel. I'm tired. People say Mo is flip-flopping. I literally looked at both news at the same time. Thomas Tuchel, here you go. Thomas Tuchel here. Tuchel, going to Man United. So where is it gonna be then? Allah, this is crazy. See, we're live. Do you think it's gonna be Southgate? Tuchel rejected Man United, bro. Tuchel rejects Man United. Wow. Tuchel rejected Man United. Do we think that is true? He rejected Man United. Whoa, is it gonna be Pochettino? Is it gonna be? This is what it says. Thomas Tuchel not planning to take the United job. Tuchel currently decided not to continue in talks with Man United after meeting in recent weeks. So the guy decided not to go to Man United. Ineos era starting really well. What do you mean? It's starting with them meeting managers that they don't want to go there. How can the decision not be made? Ineos, a failure. I don't know. I'm actually not happy for entertainment purposes. I wanted this assignment to happen. But it looks like Ten Hag might be staying. It looks like Ten Hag might be staying, people. What other news are there? What other news are there? I don't know. Not now. Okay. Here we go. Kylian Mbappe. This is the news. This is it. So Thomas Tuchel is not going to continue. Well, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Why are we sitting here still in this current moment? And here is my problem. When I sit a lot of the time, and over 600 people here, so hit that like button, people. When I sit on streams and I sit in front of you people and I tell you sometimes managers reject Man United or manager reject X club. Oh my God. Mo, you're waffling. You're waffling. Listen, we're only talking about the reports. Mo, why you're waffling? He didn't reject Man United. Tuchel currently decided not to continue in talks with United. So what is that? Can you literally read? Can you read? There is no agenda. There is no agenda here, Wesley. Literally, he had a meeting with Man United and decided not to continue to talk. It can be that he wants to take a break. But again, if you want to take a break, you would not have taken the meeting. You're pissing me off. When if I decided I'm not taking jobs, right? Okay, hear me out. I'm deciding I'm not working now at the current moment, for example, right? I'm not working. But you won't see me tomorrow applying for jobs. You won't see me taking meetings with people. If I'm not planning, okay, I'm not planning to invest. It's simple. It is very simple. I'm not planning to invest, right? If he says that he decided not to continue the talk with Man United, that means that he met with them. He decided, no, I don't like this. I am not joining. Logically speaking, my friend. Logically speaking, my friend. Logic dictates how we talk. Right? Logic dictates how we talk. That's the simple. Definitely. Mapuka saying, I'm so happy for this. Keep Ten Hag. Buy João Neves. Oh, you are a Ten Hag inner. A Ten Hag inner. Great. A Ten Hag inner is great. Yes, if you want Ten Hag, long may it continue. Long may it continue, my friend, that you want Ten Hag to stay. Long may it continue. I think if Ten Hag stays at Man United, I actually think it's more likely than not that it's not going to be resolved. If Thomas Tuchel is not going to Man United, so it's going to be De Zerbi, Pochettino, if we're not mistaken, Southgate. Who else? Who else? Who else? It is Pochettino, De Zerbi, Southgate. Graham Potter is not joining Man United. So Thomas Tuchel doesn't want the job. I don't know. Man United rejected or something. I don't get it. But what you know what I actually like, I would like to know, what didn't he like? What didn't he like in the meeting? And hear me out. What didn't Thomas Tuchel like when he met with Ineos? And it says, and as it says here, look at this. Where is the one that we had the news about Thomas Tuchel and Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Let me just get the news again. Here we go. Watch this. Sir Jim Ratcliffe met with the guy face to face. Okay. But that means he didn't like taking the job. He just didn't fancy taking the job at Man United. He just didn't. Is my sound all right? Soraida, anybody that is here from the mods, do I sound okay? Does the mic sound okay? Let me know, please. This is crazy, actually. Did he really reject Man United? What didn't he like? To be honest, I get what people are saying. King Godel, yes. It might be that he wanted a say in the transfers. He wanted more control, and they said no. They said no. They said, we can't give you control. So maybe it's just a misunderstanding. Maybe that rejection thing is not what happened. Maybe it was just, but how can he say like they met with Thomas Tuchel and they liked him and then they said no? Maybe he wanted more control. Maybe he wanted a say, to be honest. Maybe they want another yes man. But that means, by the way, De Zerbi isn't the guy for them. By the way, okay. If Thomas Tuchel wants a say and they say no, that means it might be De Zerbi is going to say no because Pochettino is going to say, because Pochettino wants a say as well. Isn't that why he parted ways with the other guys? So maybe. Well, the latest news that I wanted to speak about are this. The last thing is this. I wanted to speak a little bit about Arsenal are one of the clubs interested in signing Douglas Luiz. And I know that you guys want to talk about Douglas Luiz with Aston Villa needing to sell before June 30th. I think this is very important because I actually genuinely think that Arsenal should sign this guy. Douglas Luiz. I genuinely think that this will be a great signing for Arsenal. I actually think that if Douglas Luiz goes, he's a very good number 6, based on what I watch, and we can compare the stats and everything. And I think he adds a lot to the midfield of Arsenal. He is gonna be a fantastic footballer for them. The return of David Moyes to United. No, it's not gonna happen. I like the banter though. I like the Man United. I like the banter though. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for thank you for everybody supporting the channel. The return of David Moyes is gonna be, if David is never going back, but if at the end they get Southgate after the Euros or they keep Ten Hag, I'm gonna laugh. 100%. Thank you so much for the super chat. But Douglas Luiz to Arsenal is something that we want to speak about. And listen, people, we just passed We are 2 likes away from 300 likes. Hit that like button. Come on. Wallahi, you can get me to 300, 400 likes. Douglas Luiz is very important. Douglas Luiz to Arsenal, in my opinion. Let's compare Douglas Luiz this season to Partey of last season. The massive difference. Thing about Douglas Luiz is that he's all-round player, and I think what Douglas Luiz offer is an all-round player, like someone who can dictate the game, can pass the ball around, but also has forward passes, right? We spoke about this. If people are late for Man United, please check the timestamps. We really spoke about Thomas Tuchel. We said Thomas Tuchel joins Man United, and literally we said Thomas Tuchel rejected Man United on the same stream. Should compare Luiz and Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes. There's a massive difference between both. You can check here. That's the difference. Forward passes is more by Douglas Luiz. Carrying is more by Douglas Luiz. But Bruno Guimaraes is more of a duels, defensive actions. The percentage of Douglas Luiz is different. But I actually think, listen, I like Douglas Luiz more than Bruno Guimaraes. This is just Mo. Genuinely. How old is Douglas Luiz though? Douglas Luiz is 26 years old. Guimaraes, I think, is the same age. Bruno Guimaraes is 26. I like Douglas Luiz more. Who do you like more? Type one name only. Bruno or Luiz. Don't type Guimaraes. It's a long name. Don't type Guimaraes. Just type Bruno, which is Guimaraes, or Luiz. Which one you like? Which one you like for real? If you are to sign one of these two players for you, you can sign B or L. Douglas Luiz or Bruno Guimaraes. I really want to know. I don't know. Yeah, I like Douglas Luiz way more for some reason. But for some reason, Bruno Guimaraes is like this guy that everybody like. I don't know why. Like joining your team. Which one would you like to sign? Adib, sit on the floor. You hired Maresca. Adib, sit on the floor. You hired Maresca. Sit on the floor, Adib. Sit on the floor. Douglas Luiz, bro. I would definitely take Douglas Luiz over Bruno Guimaraes. Number one, it's less than half the price, bro. Like 100 million for 26 years old Bruno Guimaraes versus Douglas Luiz, who's half the price, is absolutely no brainer. I think if Douglas Luiz was on the market, I think that by itself lower the price of Bruno Guimaraes. You know what I mean? I think so. Genuinely, Douglas Luiz. Here you go. It says here. Douglas Luiz, it says it is being told. People are being told, and so everybody's reporting that Douglas Luiz price is going to be less than 50, 60 million pounds. You guys know that. You guys know this. It's going to be less than 50, 60 million pounds. He will go for 50, 60 million max, in my opinion. So I think, bro, Bruno Guimaraes for 100 million or Douglas Luiz for 60. I'm taking Douglas Luiz all day long. Douglas Luiz is no brainer for me. 𝐒𝐤𝐿 talks is saying big up Mo. Paulinho agree personal terms with FC Bayern. A steal for 38 million pounds. Does that mean 𝐒𝐤𝐿 talk that 𝐔𝐬𝐞 is leaving? And by the way, this Paulinho move to Bayern, it might mean that 𝐔𝐬𝐞 is leaving, and Arsenal or Man City should be all over this 𝐔𝐬𝐞 deal. He only wants to join Real Madrid, Barcelona, Arsenal, Manchester City, or Liverpool. Arsenal should be all over this as well. Douglas Luiz. Okay, if you can get Douglas Luiz and 𝐔𝐬𝐞 with the price of Bruno Guimaraes, it's no brainer here. No brainer here, in my opinion. 150%. I prefer Luiz over Guimarães in our midfield. Sean, who do you support? Who do you support, Sean? Oh, I think you're an Arsenal fan, probably. Douglas Luiz, you're an Arsenal fan. Yeah. Yeah, bro. I think Douglas Luiz is a no-brainer. For me, I think Douglas Luiz is, in my opinion, is better to join. Like for Arsenal, is better, in my opinion. He's 100% better. For me, form is Gunner. Mo, do you rate Joao Gomez, Wolves? I like Joao Gomez and I like Locatelli. And I think Locatelli is very good player. He's a very, very good player. Locatelli can offer a lot, can pass very well, can defend. He's very strong. I think Locatelli is very good. I actually promise Gunner. I actually think Locatelli can offer some. I actually said that Locatelli can offer something to Arsenal, but it's very hard and it's very tricky to get an Italian like Locatelli to go to Arsenal. Sometimes it might not work going from Serie A and going from a team like Juventus to play for a position-based team like Arsenal. But I think Douglas Luiz might be the answer to Arsenal, to be honest with you. I genuinely think that. Thank you, everybody. If you have a question, let me know. I've been going for an hour, and I want to thank you guys. Listen, we are actually on 21,719. So subscribe to the channel if you're new. Listen, we can definitely reach 25K in this summer window, guys, by your support. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because it makes a big deal for me. Support the channel, of course. And I have a surprise for you. I'm gonna drop a video. I have a surprise for people. I'm gonna drop a video. So what else? But I think these are all the news. These are all the news that are happening here. I wouldn't mind, but Fofana, kids from Monaco, kind of strange. He isn't strongly linked to anyone. I don't know why he isn't linked to anyone. I actually don't know. Question: what two players do Arsenal need to win the league? To guarantee winning the league? If you're asking me if Arsenal to sign two players to guarantee winning the league, I actually think if you sign if you sign 𝐔𝐬𝐞, for example, and you sign 𝐒𝐢𝐠𝐵, Arsenal would win the league. I actually think so, because again, I'm gonna repeat that. But Isak is out of the question. 𝐔𝐬𝐞 and Isak, you'll win the league. That's why I said 𝐒𝐢𝐠𝐵, because he's the Isak. Newcastle wouldn't sell, but you can try to get 𝐒𝐠IMAN for like 100 million. I actually think Ahmed. I actually think 𝐔𝐬𝐞 can play in a DM, and he would be very good for them, in my opinion. Him, Declan Rice, Odegaard ahead of them. I think it will be fantastic. I think it will be fantastic for them. I think here is the problem with Manchester City. I actually think City can improve defensively, but I don't think they will sign someone to replace one of the defenders, Wilsey. They can only improve, in my opinion, City can only improve on one player, which is Kovacic. And that is very hard to improve on as well. It's very hard to improve on. JJ said, what do you think of Alberto Gilardino as a manager? I think he's one of the upcoming best managers. I like that Genoa team. He's good. It's just, for me, sometimes a lot of the young managers in Italy, they do well with smaller teams. But then when they go, you need a career. You need to build a career. You know what I mean? They need a career like a strong, like Inzaghi. The other Inzaghi had Lazio and then Inter and then won the league. It takes steps to build, but I think he can be very well. Like Thiago Motta. I think Thiago Motta took Bologna to Champions League. Now he's moving to Juventus. It's kind of like something like that. But anyway, thank you for everybody, by the way, supporting the channel, of course. Will City current predicament be an impediment to players joining them? I don't know, King Huddle. I actually don't know. Don't know. But listen, we're almost at 350 likes. I would like to get there. And we are actually on 21. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe because I'm really looking to get to 25K. Mo, who do you think Luiz go to? FC Barcelona? No. The difference is Liverpool have to accept to take Raphinha. Does that make sense? Top MG. Because I don't think Barcelona have the money to pay Liverpool the amount they want. I don't think so. Kimmich as an inverted left back would be fire for us. Here is the problem. You have Timber. Timber is going to be the left back. So Kimmich can invert right back, but also Timber can invert from left back. So that's the thing about it. I like Kimmich can play as a DM. He played as a DM with them. I think they won the Champions League with him. They won the league. So I think Ben White on the right side. So no, Timber inverts. Kimmich, if he goes, he's going to be next to Declan Rice. It's going to be Odegaard ahead of them. Or come on. Like Kimmich, like you have Timber and you have Ben White. Come on then. Come on, just let's go, people. Let's go. And we're almost at 350 likes. But listen, I'm going to get out of here. Did he play as right back? If I can remember, he was in the DM. Thiago Alcantara, probably all right. But I think Kimmich can be a midfielder for Arsenal, a position-based team, in my opinion. There's Frankie de Jong as well. The problem with Frankie de Jong is that defensive attributes is bad. The problem is there's only one Thomas Partey, people. Thomas Partey, there is only one Thomas Partey, someone who's quick, strong physically, and can pass the ball. You can get a Rodri, but there's only one Rodri as well. So the other option is to get an 8 and to play Declan Rice as a 6. That's it. But anyway, I want to thank everybody that joined us. Appreciate everyone that sent a super chat, supported the channel. No news. Okay, Manchester United are selling Jadon Sancho. They are looking for 40 million. I want to thank everyone that joined us. I hope that you like the solo shows. Let's get to 350 like. Thank you for everybody supporting. We're back. We're back at 9 p.m. UK time. 9 p.m. Is HUSAM going live? I'm trying to see. Who am I redirecting to? Let's wait to redirect to someone. Are we? Oh, he's not going live or something. Saeed is live talking about Thomas Tuchel, breaking Tuchel, rejects Man United. I don't think Sam is going live. I don't think he's going live, to be honest. Football Terrace, maybe. Maybe Saeed then. We'll redirect to Saeed. Saeed TV. Let's say, wait. I want to redirect to Saeed TV, who's live now. All right. And I want everyone, guys, Saeed TV, I want everyone, just for me, just type Southgate in. Southgate in. You see, just copy and paste Southgate in. Yes, Wesley, enter. Southgate in, everyone. Just copy, paste to Saeed chat, Southgate in. Southgate in. Come on. Do it for me, people. Please do it for me. Southgate in.